When we look at the world around us, we judge where they are based on where we are. You know, I asked God to give me these eyes a few different times, and that is that when I see people, you know, not necessarily a word of knowledge, but if I get to know them, if I'm talking to them, or even just people in public, I want to see them as a human. Like they've got their own world like I've got my own world. The people walking past you every day have their own world. Like they're going to go home and deal with what they got to deal with. And if something happens and we make a judgment, it's like we're cutting them off from being in our human circle and not living with people. But we forget sometimes that that person has a life. That person has their own pain and struggle. That if I can allow myself to experience God, I might be a testimony. Not me running out and getting people healed, although I want to do that, but me personally experiencing the transformative power and grace and love of God in my life so that I am confident in who Jesus is. I want that to be what I display to the world as a testimony, because they might remember, I don't really like that Clint guy, but there's something about him, the way that he trusts God, that gives me hope that I can trust God. Do to others as you would have them do to you. I mean, you know, what if we just lived by that? And I want you to think about that. Think about if you're hurting one day, wouldn't you want someone that knows God to respond to Him by blessing you? Like if you are hurting one day and Christians that you know have the Spirit of God within them, wouldn't you want them to respond to God when He taps on their heart and says, hey, send Kopi a text today? Wouldn't you want Him to do that for you? I think we rob a lot of the connection that can be built in the body of Christ because we don't act when God inspires us. Wouldn't you want people to act when God moves on them to be a blessing to you? You do it as well.